Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome to my show, Learning from Life Experiences. And today I have with me Coach Shweta Pandey. She's a professional with almost over 15 years of experience in the hospitality industry and public relations. Now she's a brand specialist and legacy coach. So, in addition, she has also worked in a diplomatic mission, and she's got a vast experience behind her. And she's also a author, speaker, and a TV host. So, I'll not take too much of your time, but I'll ask request Shweta to introduce herself to our audience and tell us a little bit about yourself, Shweta. Welcome to my show, Shweta. It's an honor to be talking to you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Colonel Aditya. Thank you so much for inviting me, first of all. Yes, I've been working from last more than 20 years, in fact. And my journey started with sales and marketing. And then I moved on from marketing. It was like it kind of opened another door, more creativity. So that's what took me towards branding, public relations, and also I think the kind of places I worked, having worked with luxury retail brands to the embassies with the royal families. So my work gave me more exposure, and that more exposure led to, improving or getting, I would say, my expertise. And then I reached to a point in my life, post training, post consulting, wherein my own brand value and my expertise kind of merged. And I decided to coach people. I had become a certified coach by then. And instead of doing, being a general practitioner doctor, I decided to become a specialist because, I had that expertise with me, my own experience with me. So I thought, why not to help people to fasten up, to make their journey easy and much more faster. That's what everyone wants, right?
Yeah.
We all want quick results. So this is not like quick fix kind of a thing, but yes, what we call in our coaching language is like the power leaps.
Yeah.
That you have to know when to jump, how long to jump, so the process, the technique, the structure is the key.
Absolutely.
To make your professional journey or even your personal journey easier and simpler and effective. So that's when I decided to become a personal brand coach, that people are chasing brands. Everyone is trying to acquire something, which they can relate to or, they aspire to have in their life. Why not to become a brand yourself? Be among the stars. Instead of just doing the star gazing, you also become one of the stars and shine. Why not?
Yeah, I fully resonate with you, Shweta, on this part that you also become a star and shine on. So that way you'll be able to make a greater difference, not only in your own life, but the lives of millions of people who are looking for change. And I really appreciate your effort. So, Shweta, as you mentioned that you worked for over 20 years and you got a vast experience, not only in hospitality industry, plus you also worked with the Royal Embassy of Saudi Arabia, and also you created your own brand. So how was your journey during those 20 years? What was different from what you're doing now?
Well, I think I went through all those hurdles or the notions that every working professional has.
Yeah.
Like, this job is not right for me. This is not the position I should be. Yeah. My boss is not right. There is too much of politics happening around. So I went through all those scenarios. Yes. And beautiful, now when I look back, I kind of laugh, that I really did that. But I think that's what the learning curve is. And I wish that I had better guidance to do what people are getting nowadays, thanks to the coaching industry blooming now in India.
Yes.
we didn't have that much of guidance. But yes, a very dear friend of mine, Neha Dagar, she introduced me to Jack Welch.
Okay.
While I had post my hospitality, I had come to the luxury retail. So I was with Cartier. And then she told me, why don't you go through his process? And she said, he changed my life. He changed, I mean, she had, though had finished her MBA and everything, but still. So I saw the impact and I realized the importance of having a right mentor, a right guide in your life.
Yeah.
And that's how it all started, and one after another, and then another, and then another. And I just kept on learning. But then that's the biggest mistake which people are doing. They're learning, they're gathering information, turning into knowledge. But then what? It's becoming an information dump now. Overload of information.
Absolutely.
If we are not processing, if we are not implementing to what we are learning, it's still a waste.
Absolutely.
It's still a garbage.
Absolutely.
You know, so whether you watch useless content or you watch a very useful content, end of the day, if you're not doing anything with that content, it's a waste.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree on that part with you, Shweta. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead.
For me, the hunger to grow, to compete with myself, I think the drive was so high that I did not stop. I kept on learning from my mistakes, and I always derive inspiration from Purani Kahavate and Lokoktiyan, you know, the proverbs, the old saying that history repeats itself.
Yeah.
If you don't learn anything out of it.
Absolutely.
So the thing is, make a mistake. That's absolutely fine. You know, to err is human. Absolutely. But if you don't learn anything out of it, that's your biggest mistake.
Yeah, I agree on that part with you, Shweta, because we, like when I was in the army, we used to say, okay, it's, if you make a mistake, but if you keep on repeating the mistake again and again, it is of no value, unless if you keep on improving. And every time you make a different mistake, then it is a learning process. Because not only is that you're learning from your own mistakes, as you mentioned, you're implementing your learnings in your own life and other people's lives. That is how it is of value. Otherwise, it is really of no value. It is just like information dump. So Shweta, if I ask you during your journey as a working professional, while you worked with different industries, what was the biggest learning or a takeaway which made you decide to switch over from that work or the profession you were doing to become a coach, and then implement and spread that knowledge and experience to the other people who would have benefited from the experience?
First of all, because I come from the family background wherein half of the family is into service and half of them are into business. So I had a very business inclined mindset. So wherever I worked with the thought process that this is my own business. What if this was my own? How will I run it? So you have to follow company guidelines. But yes, it was a little difficult with that kind of mindset to be a working professional. So eventually I did end up becoming a freelancer, a consultant, and I did run a couple of businesses and failed in a lot of them miserably and some of them considerably. So, you know, you have to, everything looks very hunky-dory, very easy from a distance, be it getting a job or performing in that job. So I was, I think, more of a successful employee rather than a business person. But then I learned. I didn't give up. And I kept on learning from not just my mistakes. I always consulted the experts from the industry. I used to ask. I never hesitated to ask for help. You know, ask all the successful business people. Ask them, this is what I'm doing. This is what went wrong. What do you think would have been the right approach? Not that you have to, I would say, follow everyone, but you have to understand what it takes to run a business right. which are the gaps, because end of the day, the gaps are what? It's either your mindset or your decision-making capability. That means you're not making right decisions. If you are moving in the wrong direction, it doesn't matter what you decide. You're in the wrong direction. Every step is going to be wrong. So you also need to know in which direction you're heading. And also, important part is to have the know-hows, be an expert of any field that you wish to rule or you wish to be in. Otherwise, it becomes a perfect recipe for a disaster. And that's what most of the people end up doing. Restauranting, that's really nice. We should do it. Khane ka kaun nahi khana khata hai? Khane ka business to, it's like it has to work. It doesn't work like that. Ask any restaurateur. It's a more of I would say the business run because of the passion rather than for money. You don't make that much of money, but yes, it's a creative satisfaction. So every work is an art, and you have to be the artist who is fully involved in that, and also understand that what is my favorite stroke, what kind of art I would like to create. Unless you create that your personal brand value in your job or in your business, it is not going it's not going to happen. People say like, why personal brand? Because I said, you are anyway a personal brand. You are trying to create your identification, whatever work you are doing. If you're doing it just for the heck of it, you're not going to be successful even as an employee.
Absolutely.
Even as a person who is doing something or even being lazy. Even like if you're a waste, then be a complete waste.
Absolutely.
You're not even doing that. Because people keep on giving, as one of our master coaches to say, Kamal Neet Singh, people keep on giving bullshit stories to themselves.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely.
They lie to themselves. Forget the world. So stop giving bullshit stories to yourself that, yes, I know it all. I am right. Others are not understanding me. That means there is something missing in your communication. If what you're saying is not landing on the other side in the same way, that means you lack that communication skill. So you need to work on that. Instead of working on themselves, let's just try and find faults around them in their environment. It is never going to be right. No country is going to be perfect. Absolutely. No company is going to be perfect because we ourselves are not perfect. So instead of chasing perfection, it's better to chase the expertise, the skill enhancement, the updation of yourself. So that's what I think worked for me, that I never lost that touch with myself. I always knew that there is something to improve. There is something which I can do better. And I kept on taking challenges. I love accepting challenges. So the moment something gives me a challenge, I accept it and I make sure that I learn that thing to the core. And that's how, while looking for a business proposal, I happened to come across my mentor. And he said, okay, if you want to meet me, enroll in my course, and that's how I'll meet you. And I said, okay, let me just do that. And that's how it all started. And he said, like, why don't you help others? People who have gone through this struggle, would you want, them also to go through the same? I said, no. He said, this is the perfect way to help them. So he taught a very simple structure, easy to understand, easy to implement. So I liked it. I had learned otherwise coaching from so many different platforms. And then I, it helped. So what I did, whatever I learned from, be it Tony Robbins or Arfin Khan, or from Mindvalley, from Jack Welch, from here and there, Robin Sharma. So whatever that pile I had created of my information, I turned it into a complete knowledge hub and then implemented it and decided to coach people and help them. And so far, it's been a wonderful journey. And being a coach, that's how I became a writer and then TV host. And life is happening. Life is happening. Every day is a new chapter.
That's really great, Shweta. I think will it be right to say that if you have that passion inside you to keep on learning and improving yourself, then nothing can stop you from reaching the greater heights in whatever venture you take. Even if you fail, you will fall down, you will get up, learn from your mistakes and keep on improving. So your journey has been similar to that, or has it been slightly different?
Well, there are times when you want to just give up.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I've been like any other human being.
Yeah.
There are times when you feel tired. There are times when you feel that I can't do it. नहीं होगा, ये मुझसे नहीं होगा. You know, it's just not for me. I can't do it. But those are the defining moments.
Yeah.
So one thing which I learned with time, with a lot of mistakes, which I can tell people, that when you get tired, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But take a break.
Don't
give up.
Yes.
Don't just give up. Unless, you know, sit before you start something, you know, do your homework at that time. Do your, you know, analyzing everything at that time. Don't start doing it once you start your journey. Otherwise, don't start. It's not you know, a trek, you know, wherein like you're just going on a mountain trek wherein like, okay, I'll pave my way. If that's the attitude, then you're not, if you don't have a defined goal, if you don't have a defined destination in your mind, you're bound to reach somewhere, but not where you should be.
Absolutely.
You need to be.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you know, you're aimlessly wandering. So better is, you know, the best thing to do is to have that complete awareness. Where do I need to reach? Be it your personal life or your professional life. And how you do one thing is how you do everything. Absolutely. So just make it a habit. Make it a habit that, will I sit in a car without knowing where do I need to reach? No. So why don't you become the GPS of your own life? Be it your professional journey or your personal journey. Guide yourself. You should know every step. How is that GPS guiding you? If you have that GPS of your journey, you don't have to reach to 10 different places. You don't have to become the master of 10 trades. Just pick up one thing that you want to be known for. And everyone has a capacity. Everyone deserves a right to get their name, to earn the fame and money.
Yeah.
And anybody who says, I don't need money, is again giving a bullshit story.
Absolutely.
Everyone needs money. Everyone wants money. If you don't want money, too much money for yourself, still earn too much of money and give charity. Contribute to society. There are a lot of people who are underprivileged. There are a lot of people who are lacking education, basic facilities. Empower them.
Yes.
I'm not saying just keep on going and feeding people. That's also a very good thing. But I would say provide education, provide skills. There are people who need help. Instead of helping them just with money, get them, you know, that's what I used to do. Someone used to come and ask me for money. I said, tell me for what you need it. I'll sponsor that. And that's how I ended up supporting a lot of working professionals for their further education. I said, okay, why don't you have finished your graduation? Why don't you do MBA? Do the homework. Tell me what you want to study. And then I'll help you. You know, you pull in, I'll pull in and put your skin in the game and grow. And I've seen people growing and I feel very happy. Because then you see your, you know, you're reaping the fruits of whatever you sow.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
that's really
beautiful.
Great, Shweta. In fact, two things I really would also re-emphasize what you said. One is that be the GPS of your own journey. That is, yes, very correct. Because secondly, if your destination is clear or your goal or outcome is clear, then it'll be easier for you to be that GPS which you want to become. And second part, which you said, was help people rather than helping, empower them so that they can take the ownership of their actions. So by empowering people, you're doing a greater service to them rather than just helping them in terms of providing any help. Yeah, these are really very, very important things which you said. And one more thing I want to ask you, Shweta, is that you are a professional or you are a branding coach, and also you are helping people create legacy. So this is something which is very unique. I would say unique about you, because I have heard about this particular term for the first time. So would you like to tell us a little bit more about this legacy part of your specialization?
Sure. One is that someone wants to earn the name.
Yeah.
Okay. So to earn the name, you need to do something profound. You need to do something, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
I mostly coach, the business owners. So I tell them, whatever you're doing, be it you're in service or you're running your business. Say one is an employer and another one is an employee.
Yeah.
Now, whether you're working for someone, whatever job you're doing, you could be a bank manager, you could be a police officer. When I coached the BSF staff, I told them as well. I said, you could be an officer. You could be someone running a company. Say, for example, you're a doctor. You're running your own clinic, right? So now both of you are at the same junction, wherein you're providing your service to someone. First thing you need to do is excel at whatever you do. Do your job, just your job. That's it. Whatever you're supposed to do that perfectly. Perfectly in the sense, do it exceptionally good.
Yeah.
Then comes, once you know everything about your work, that's it. I'm not saying learn everything in the world.
Yeah.
Only what you're doing, only what you have to provide, know everything about it, and then start guiding others.
Yeah.
So when you know your work well, when you're doing your work well, you've earned a name.
Yes.
When you start helping others, when you start guiding others, when you start talking on your topic, doctors, they deliver lectures.
Yeah.
Then they become consultant with other hospitals. Even a police officer can write a book, write articles, can give make videos and help people. A lot of students, they need to understand, they need to know how to actually join forces.
Yes.
So become an expert and start guiding others. So you become famous, so you get the fame.
Yeah.
And thanks to both the things, anyway you were working, both of you, now you have created another source of income for yourself. So you're getting money. So name, fame, and money. Now you have all the
three things in your life.
What I say, the tiranga, or the triangle, the tribe power. So everything is there with you, what you need to become or to be known as a successful person. From here, the journey, you will only fly ahead now.
Yeah.
Once you have the combination of all these three things, these three elements, from here, you can only go up. That's it. Yes. Now there is no going back. So now, what do you do when you have name, fame, and money? When you have everything that you need? Now is the time you start giving value, real value to the society. Now comes the time when you say the environment was not right, people around me were not right, nothing is happening here. Now is the time for you to create that difference around you. That's when you start that foundation of leaving a legacy behind. Because what is happening now? Every life that you will touch, every change that you will bring is going to leave your name for generations to come.
Absolutely.
Why do we remember people like, be it Udham Singh or Shahid Bhagat Singh, Gandhi, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Dr. Ambedkar, a lot of people.
Yeah.
People who came, who did their work, they left. They did something what they believed in.
Yeah.
And they stood for it. Right? The Tata name, that's a legacy. Mr. Ratan Tata is carrying that legacy.
Yeah.
So you have to just start. You can start by just probably a small thing. One of the examples is just write a book.
Yeah.
Write a book, that's it. So you have left a footprint, because then it comes a time in your life when you need to leave something for the next generation.
Yes. Yes.
हम पौधे क्यों लगा रहे हैं? हम क्यों कह रहे हैं कि वृक्षारोपण करो? That is because we are thinking that the next generation or next to next is going to need the same clear oxygen.
Absolutely.
Why do they say live consciously? Because do not overuse your resources. If you are wasting water, you're creating trouble for the generations to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
So live consciously now, and also do something which can make their life even better than what you got.
Yeah, absolutely.
Leave this place better than how you received it. So that mindset creation, I work on that you have everything, but you also think that what all you need to give.
Yeah.
You start with probably not much, just 10% of your income. Give it in charity. Charity could be in any form. Decide whether you want to feed hungry people, whether you want to give clothes to people, whether you want to give education to people, whether you want to work, help women or working professionals, children, anyone. Pick up the cause that you want to, associate yourself with. That is again going to give you benefit only. You see, every time you give,
we'll receive more.
Yes, you're going to receive more. But again, do not have that mindset. I am giving, so I must receive.
It should be unconditional giving. Yeah.
If you want unconditional, you must give unconditionally.
Absolutely.
So that's the key. So it's more of a mindset creation. So it doesn't matter if I'm coaching you something which can make you earn more money. I would also want to make your mind in that direction, that wherein you start giving that money as well. At least a part of it, definitely.
Shweta, I would say I really resonate with you on this aspect, because mindset is the key for everything today in our life, especially. And that is why the focus of most of the coaches who are there, successful coaches who are there in the industry, is that if you are able to change your mindset, then you will be able to make the real difference which you want to make, not only in your life, but the lives of people around you, as well as those who you are impacting with your coaching or with your guidance. Or even one more thing which I really want to add here is that what you mentioned about, if you become an expert in what you are doing, and thereafter then when you start guiding others on the same thing, you become their mentor in a way, and that is again part of coaching and mentoring. So that way, at times what we do is we are, without realizing, we are actually contributing to the cause of the society and upliftment of the people who are working with us or around us. So that is really a great thing, Shweta. And so my last question would be to you, what would be your message to people who are budding coaches? Because right now, especially after the pandemic, we have realized that people are facing a lot of problems related to loss of job, loss of work, loss of various other issues which they have been facing, and people are needing more coaches to improve them and help them take control of their lives. So what would be your message to those aspiring coaches as to what should be the key that they should not forget to, in order to not only become effective and good coaches, but also leave a legacy behind them, or their own footprint behind them, which will be remembered not only by themselves, but the people who are being coached by them?
Thank you for asking this question, Kanaditya. Yes, I think the very first thing that every coach needs to remember and engrave it in their head is they are in a profession of service.
Yeah.
Give value. Value. You should focus that you are here to provide value. That's it. Yes, when your focus is aimed at giving value, first of all, you will do your work better because you have to deliver value.
Absolutely.
Understand that the person who is coming to you, it's more like, being in the lines of being a doctor and a teacher. All three categories are going to charge their clients.
Yes.
Money will come by default because you're providing a service, you'll get paid
Absolutely.
for that. Right? No one, a doctor doesn't feel shy before asking the consulting fee from the patient.
Yes.
Or a teacher doesn't have to feel shy before asking for a fee to be paid to provide the service, to educate the child.
Yes.
Same way, for every coach, when the focus is on providing delivery, about bringing a transformation, creating a shift in the person of in the life of a person who has come to them for the guidance. That's their job. Their only job is to provide value. If someone has come to me, even when a coach or a trainer, they come to me and I find them struggling with their branding, with their own name and fame.
Yeah.
People usually mix, branding with like the corporate branding. I say it's not just about the logo and the social media. It's about, for me, the personal brand means who are you?
Yeah.
What is your story? What is it? How are you being defined by people when you are not in front of them? What do they talk about you? What kind of language is being used? That's what is your personal brand. So I think if they put their focus on what kind of brand I am, what kind of brand I would like to become, what kind of people I would like to attract.
Yeah.
That's what they need to become. Simple. It's like if you are not very clear about what value you need to give, you need to know what kind of person I would like to be known as.
Yeah.
Another way of looking at it.
Absolutely.
If you think that, oh, no, I just have to get the client, I have to just charge the money and deliver this as the course, that's it. Okay, so you will be known for that only. Someone who gives you a course, charges you money, and that's it.
Absolutely.
That's why they say you have to earn the respect. There are so many teachers in every school. Why do every child has a favorite teacher?
Yeah.
It could be one teacher for student A, another teacher for student B.
Yeah.
But it's like, what value did that student get from that particular teacher? So same way, there are multiple coaches and trainers, consultants in every industry.
Yeah.
What is it that is creating your unique positioning? Be aware of that, work in that direction, and then focus only and only on giving value. Once you start your focus, giving your, intention, you set your intention in that direction, and that's what will change your life. At least it will definitely change your life first, and that's how you will end up changing a lot of lives around you.
Yeah, absolutely, Shweta. I fully agree on this part that if we remember that word value, if we imbibe it not only in the coaching but even anything which you are doing, if I do it with the purpose of giving value, it'll automatically get the other things will automatically fall into place. You will get the name, you'll get the fame, you'll get the money also. Everything will be a subset of what you're doing. So it was really a very, very interesting and I would say insightful interaction with you, Shweta. And I really want to thank you for taking out time to come on my show and give very, very valuable tips to not only for everybody who's watching this show, but especially the budding coaches. Because right now we do need more coaches. We do need more people to, not only improve their own life, but to help them improve the overall environment in the not only in our country, but around the world. So, and that is where by creating value, adding value, giving value. So thank you very much, Shweta, and I wish you all the best. And I'm looking forward to see you again sometime soon for another interesting and invigorating session for our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Bye.